A new world is discovered. The first explorers to reach America from Europe discovered not only a new land, they also discovered that other people were already there. Who were these first Americans? Where did they come from? These first people to come to America had been living there for thousands of years when the first explorers arrived. Their ancestors had traveled from Siberia, in what is now the eastern part of the Soviet Union, to Alaska, across a narrow bridge of dry land. It is believed the first people to come to America were following herds of animals they hunted for food. As the years went along, they moved farther and farther south, through North America and even into South America. But over the centuries, a surprising thing happened. The world's climate gradually became warmer. The glaciers that covered the northern part of North America started to melt and disappear. The water from the glaciers flowed into streams and rivers and into the ocean. The ocean level rose, and the narrow strip of land from Siberia to Alaska disappeared under the rising water. The hunters in America could no longer return to the lands their ancestors had come from. They were Americans now and had to live in their new land without help from those left behind in the old lands of Asia. North America is a very large and varied land. The first Americans found woodlands, grassy plains, dry and hot deserts, and high mountain land in the New World. Their way of life depended in large part on the kind of land they lived in. Some groups built villages, and some learned to plant seeds and raise crops. Others remained hunters. These first groups were the ancestors of the American Indians. The Indian tribes spread from coast to coast. They had their own special customs, traditions, and dress. The tribes also developed many different languages. These were the people who lived in America when the first Europeans arrived. But who were the first Europeans to reach America? Many people believe that Leif Erikson, a sea captain from Norway, was the first. Leif's father, who was called Eric the Red, had already sailed to the Arctic island of Greenland and had established a small colony there. Leif, who came to be known as Leif the Lucky, set out to explore the world farther west of Greenland. He discovered a new land which he called Vinland. Today, many people believe he first landed on the Labrador Peninsula in what is now eastern Canada, and later established a small settlement in the northern Newfoundland on Canada's eastern coast. Christopher Columbus, who was born in Italy but sailed under the Spanish flag, is the best known of the early explorers. Columbus never set foot on the mainland of North America, but in the 4 voyages he made between 1942 and 1504, he discovered 1492 and 1504, he discovered many islands in the Caribbean Sea and landed on the coasts of Central and South America. All these lands he claimed for Spain. The English were also among the first to sail across the Atlantic Ocean and explore the New World. John Cabot, an Italian who lived in England, discovered Cape Breton Island, the easternmost part of the Canadian province of Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland, and claimed both for England. In the 1500s, the New World began to attract many explorers and adventurers, some of them hoping to become rich by finding vast treasures of gold and jewels. The Spanish were very active in exploring the New World. Ponce de Leon discovered and named Florida, and Hernando de Soto explored parts of Georgia, Mississippi, and Louisiana, and discovered the Great Mississippi River. Francisco Vasquez de Coronado explored the plains of Texas and Kansas and discovered the Grand Canyon. Spain claimed all of this land, calling it Nueva España, or New Spain. Far to the north, the English explorers were also busy. Henry Hudson sailed up the Hudson River as far north as present-day Albany. He also discovered Hudson Bay in Canada. Sir Francis Drake, the first Englishman to sail around the world, stopped in California and claimed it for England. French explorers also explored North America. Jacques Cartier discovered and explored the St. Lawrence River. Samuel de Champlain discovered Lake Champlain in New York, and also Lake Huron, one of the 5 Great Lakes located between the United States and Canada. These explorers from different countries all helped to explore America. but where did the name America come from? It came from one of the first explorers, Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian who sailed for Spain. He wrote an account of his voyage, and in 1507, a German mapmaker named the New World America in honor of him.